Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Hip Hop Bible Man vlog entry. You'll find a corresponding blog at Hip Hop Bible Man at blogspot.com. I don't think it's written exactly like that. I think it's something like hiphopbibleman.blogspot.com. But look for blogspot.com and then look up Hip Hop Bible Man and you'll find me. I'm also the host, producer, creator of the blogtalkradio.com show slash Gospel Grind, Hip Hop Bible Man, Bible study. I do Bible studies as they relate to hip hop and rap, and try to clarify some stuff for all of us, most particularly for the hip hop and rap artists themselves, and try to get them straight, get them on the right page. And that has something to do with today's topic, which is what does the Bible say about hip hop and rap artists who don't care about the people they're supposed to care about? The Bible does say something about hip hop and rap artists who don't care about the people they're supposed to care about, which is everybody. I liken them to the callous, negligent caregivers, quote unquote, supposed caregivers at that New York hospital where Esmond Green was found dead on the hospital emergency room floor an hour after she lay there. And I believe that this is the same circumstance that the hip-hop rappers spiritually put us into as a society, but more particularly our children, as the most vulnerable members of said society. I look at the kids and I think before rap, I see a picture of Emmett Till. And you'll see that in the blog, picture of Emmett Till in his innocence before he whistles at the white woman. And then later in the article, you'll see a picture of what he looked like afterwards. And that's kind of my physical way of showing you what I believe hip-hop and rap does to the children, particularly secular hip-hop and rap. I want to popularize, if not glamorize, sacred hip-hop and rap because it prepares the heart for a more positive message and more positive and purposeful living. I want to share with you just some of the things that's in the blog. Of course, this is kind of a companion to the blog, so it doesn't replace the blog, and the blog doesn't replace it. They kind of complement each other. So you should see both. The blog is already posted, and you can find it like I told you. Anyway, recently, David Banner, Master P, and Dr. Michael Eric Dyson were testifying before a congressional committee regarding hip-hop and rap and its impact in society, that industry and its impact in society. Of course, Master P talked about it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and he basically got into it for the money, and there was nobody there to tell him to consider his lyrics. And I'm thinking, you mean there were? Well, how could you say that's Percy Miller is his given name? How could you say that there was nobody to tell you to consider your lyrics and the possible negative and most likely negative impression it would have on the children? Are there no churches in Louisiana? I mean, come on, man, be for real. Not every other channel, but every few channels, there's a gospel one, and you watch BET some Sundays, I'm sure. So I mean, come on. I don't believe he said that, but he did. That was his testimony, even though his brother, Corey Miller, C. Murder, who recently convicted to life without probation, said that his grandma taught him about faith. Well, I mean, if his grandma taught him about faith and maintaining faith in God, blah, 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 excuse me, either Master P and Corey didn't have the same grandma or Master P just wasn't listening. And Corey even recorded on one of, if not his first album, Lord Help Us. So, I mean, there's some knowledge there that Master P is not confessing to. I mean, and I think he told it honestly when he said it's about the money. And I think that that's really what it was about. It was about the money. Further, David Banner went on to say that he characterized the music as horror music. And he says, well, because of the realities in our community, it's the reality we see, and I'm just good at horror music. And so that's what I do, horror music. Okay, and he likened it to Stephen King and horror movies. But horror movies aren't as accessible or prevalent in the society to the children as hip hop and rap music is. I mean, come on, let's be serious. You can get free mixtapes coming and going from the most popular to the most unknown all over the internet. So, I mean, it's not a fair comparison. Just not a fair comparison. Of course, they argue that capitalism, art, and the mores of society kind of caused it that way. Caused hip hop to be what it is, and hip hop is sick because America is sick. Mr. Banner went on to say, and of course the fault is that of slavery and capitalism and racism and misogynism. These are the things that are to blame for what hip hop and rap is and or is not. I differ. I differ entirely because there's personal responsibility. Hip hop and rap is not some monolith that kind of moves through the world. There are individual human beings who make a conscious decision to hook up with the dark spirits of the universe through smoking weed and getting drunk. That's how you get to the dark spirits. You get to a dark consciousness. It takes you to a dark consciousness. It's not new. It's in the Bible. There are a couple of books taken out of the Bible around First and Second Kings, First and Second Chronicles, where Solomon was the wisest man. He knew about white magic and black magic, and they were written, but taken out of the book because people are crazy and would still be trying to do that stuff, but people are still doing it and don't know they're doing it. And so when you get high off of all that stuff that's outside of you, and it takes your sober mind away, and you start quote unquote hallucinating and hearing voices, you're on the dark side. You're on the dark side of your spirituality. You're out there with the devil and his demons. And you bring back from them messages that they know are going to have a wicked and negative impact on the rest of society. One of the things that is really appalling to me is that they sacrifice the sanctity of life for the debauchery of life. On their altars, which are their studios, their dressing rooms, and even on stage, they have sex, they smoke weed, they get high, they drink. I mean, and they make this something that they make it look attractive to the children, and it's not. It's not. So the realities that we see are not the realities that have to be. They're just the ones that we may have seen when we were growing up, and we didn't take an active interest in changing them. I know I did. At 13 and 14 years old, I was notorious to be at the community center putting on various types of entertainment and talent type programs for members of my community to create a positive influence. And remember, I grew up in the project, so it didn't have to be all negative. And I was licensed to preach when I was 13, gave my life to the Lord when I was 8. So, I mean, I've been in it to win it a long time, and I've been winning. I've been winning, which is why we are meeting now. The Lord has brought me to this place to fight toe-to-toe with the members of the dark side. Hip-hop and rap isn't sick because America is sick. Hip-hop and rap is sick because the people who do the music are sick. Sick, I say. Sin, sick. You understand? Sin, sick. But God said that cursed is the man who withholds justice from the stranger, the fatherless, or the widow. Deuteronomy 24:19 through 24. So there's a curse on your life. If you're out there doing that dark stuff, there's a curse on your life. Every hip-hopper and rapper that hear this, see this, and the ones that don't, tell them there's a curse on their life. And the curse is not only on their life. The Bible says that God would visit the curse up to the third and fourth generation. So they're not just cursing themselves. They're cursing their children and their children's children and their children's children's children. Okay? So let them know what's real. Furthermore, in Psalm 146:9, God says that he thwarts the way of the wicked. So whatever their plans are, they will come to naught at the end of the day. All that they have will disappear at the end of the day. The good part for us is God said, ask the question, can a mother forget the baby at her breast and have no compassion on the child that she born? Of course she can. We have AIDS babies and crack babies to prove it. The Bible goes on to say, God goes on to say, though she may forget, I will not forget you. So God has not forgotten them, and he told me and some of you to do the Jeremiah 22:3 thing, do what is just and right, rescue from the hand of the oppressor those who've been robbed. Robbed of what? Robbed of their innocence and everything else. See you next time.